December 4, 1872. The Atlantic Ocean. A ship is spotted drifting with no course. No crew at the helm. Sailors board it and find the impossible. Food still warm on the table. Beds unmade. Personal belongings untouched. But every single person gone. Vanished. What happened aboard the Mary Celeste? The answer has haunted the seas for over 150 years. The Mary Celeste, a merchant brigantine, built in 1861. On November 7, 1872, she departed New York Harbor. Captain Benjamin Briggs at the helm, his wife Sarah, their 2-year-old daughter Sophia, and a crew of 7 experienced sailors. Their destination was Genoa, Italy, with a cargo of 1,701 barrels of denatured alcohol. It was supposed to be a routine voyage across the Atlantic. The weather was favorable, the ship was seaworthy, and everything seemed normal. 1 month later, on December 4th, the British ship Dei Gratia spots a vessel drifting erratically. Its sails were partially set, and it gave no response to signals. Captain David Morehouse recognizes the ship. It's the Mary Celeste. He knows Captain Briggs personally. They had dinner together right before departure. He knows something is wrong. He sends a boarding party. What they find defies all logic. The ship is deserted, completely. Not a single soul aboard. But here's what makes it so impossible to explain. The ship is in nearly perfect condition. There are no signs of a struggle, no signs of piracy, and no damage to the hull. The cargo is intact. All 1,701 barrels are accounted for, with only 9 found empty. The navigation equipment is still in place. The captain's logbook is found, with its last entry dated November 25th, 9 days before the discovery. The ship had been sailing itself for over a week. In the captain's cabin, his bed is unmade. His wife's sewing kit sits open, and their daughter's toys are scattered on the floor. The ship's harmonium, Sarah's favorite instrument, is still in the cabin. In the galley, food is laid out. Some accounts even say it was still warm. Coffee in cups, a meal interrupted. It's as if everyone just stood up and left. Personal belongings remain. Money, valuables, Captain Briggs' pipe, and his navigation tools. Nothing was stolen. Nothing was taken. But something is missing. The ship's lifeboat is gone, cut loose from its davits. The ship's chronometer is missing. The sextant is gone. Some navigation papers have been taken. Remember this. These were the exact items you'd need if you were abandoning ship in an emergency. But why? The ship was sound. The weather was clear. The cargo was secure. What emergency could force an experienced captain to abandon a perfectly seaworthy vessel, taking his wife, his baby daughter, and his entire crew into a small lifeboat in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean? The crew of the Dei Gratia sails the Mary Celeste to Gibraltar, where a salvage hearing begins. Theories emerge immediately. Was it piracy? No, nothing was stolen, and the valuable cargo was left untouched. Was it a mutiny? Unlikely. Captain Briggs was known as a fair and capable man, and his crew was experienced. There were no signs of violence anywhere on the ship. What about insurance fraud? The ship was insured for less than its value. Captain Briggs was wealthy and had no financial motive. A sea monster. This was a popular theory in 1872, but there was no damage to the ship and no signs of an attack. Modern analysis offers new theories, but none are conclusive. Could it have been an alcohol vapor explosion? 9 barrels were found empty. Denatured alcohol produces flammable vapors, and a leak could create an explosive atmosphere. Perhaps a small explosion, or even just the fear of one, could cause panic and lead the captain to order an abandoned ship. But no burn marks were ever found, no signs of explosion damage, just 9 empty barrels among over 1,700. What about a waterspout or a seaquake that could create sudden panic and fear of the ship sinking? But the ship was examined and found to be completely seaworthy, with no hull damage and no water in the hold. The pumps were working. Could it have been alcohol poisoning or madness? Denatured alcohol contains toxic methanol. Exposure to fumes could cause irrational behavior, hallucinations, and panic. But this would likely affect the crew gradually, not all at once, not instantly. The most accepted theory today suggests a combination of factors. Rough weather was approaching. The 9 empty barrels were creating vapor, and a small pressure release made a loud sound. The captain, fearing an imminent explosion, orders everyone into the lifeboat. He attaches a line to tow behind the ship, planning to wait out the danger and then return. But the line breaks, or it's cut. The lifeboat drifts away. The Mary Celeste sails on with the wind, the lifeboat, lost in the Atlantic. 10 people, including a 2-year-old child, were never seen again. The Mary Celeste continued sailing for 13 years under different owners and different names. In 1885, she was deliberately wrecked off the coast of Haiti in an insurance fraud scheme, the most famous ghost ship in history, destroyed for money. The 10 souls aboard that day in 1872 were never found. No bodies, no wreckage, no trace. The Mary Celeste mystery endures because it asks a fundamental question. What could make a rational, experienced sea captain abandon a perfectly good ship, taking his wife, his baby, and his crew into certain danger in a small boat, in the middle of the ocean? We know they left in a hurry, but in an organized way. They took navigation tools, they took the lifeboat, they had time to plan. This wasn't just panic. This was a decision, a calculated risk. But what were they fleeing from? What seemed more dangerous than the open Atlantic in a small boat? Over 150 years later, we still don't know. The Mary Celeste kept sailing, empty and alone, a ghost ship in every sense. While somewhere in the Atlantic, 10 people vanished, as if the ocean simply swallowed them whole. What do you think happened aboard the Mary Celeste? Explosion fear? A seaquake? Something else entirely? Comment your theory below. If this maritime mystery intrigued you, leave a like, subscribe to MyC Mysteries, and turn on notifications. Share this with anyone who loves unsolved cases. Save this video, because some mysteries sail through history. Some answers are lost at sea forever, but the questions remain. MyC Mysteries, where curiosity meets the unknown. See you in the next mystery.